Hello everyone. First of all, this is my solo poetry recital. Hope you will like it. And thank you, Fertile Brains, for giving me this wonderful opportunity. I will try to make sure all your viewers get a good poetic festival here. The first poem I have chosen to read is Crow's Ambush. Actually, this is the first poem of mine which got published in an anthology, print anthology, Inklings. So this is so special to me. I hope you will all love to hear the poem. Crow's ambush. You living in a small room, keeping things in the rack, under your pillow, in your suitcase, in safe havens, on your table, in your kitchen. Living in a big paradise. I can keep in trash cans, on mountaintop, on tree branches, windows of multi-story buildings, inside burrows, wherever I wish under the sky. It's not easy to search back using find option. I have to fly over miles. I have to remember my nest and you fools calling me forgetful crow, ka ka ka. And this is the first poem which got published. And before that, I never knew I would even get published. But this was my starting point, and from there I grew up. And I wanted to show it stage by stage, so you would understand how a writer evolves. The next one is Passed Away Pain. This got a recognition at many places. It became the best poem or it got prizes or something. So it gave me a lot of energy and confidence to write further. So let's read the poem. Passed Away Pain. I was crawling deep down the woods. Red, yellow, orange, green fruit smiling. Flowers hanging above banked my head. I was crawling, crawling and crawling. Days passed without a way out. Nights frightened me with darkness. Thorns and insects piercing my skin. I started walking, walking and walking. Rough became the forest terrain. Bigger wild animals crept out. The threatening environment provoked tears. I started running, running and running. Agonized, I yelled out irately. My voice echoed back monotonously. Crippled, I prayed to God, save me. I was standing, standing and standing. My legs slowly fell to the ground. I was lying on the ground amidst the dust, wiping my painful wounds. An angel held me high. I was flying, flying and flying in the broad blue sky. From this gave me a lot of confidence, hope and all. From there I worked on to improve my writing. I learned, I read books, I read poetry, I followed people who wrote wonderful poems. And that's how I got improved little by little. So next poem is I'm Not a Noble Bard. I think this will be a meaningful poem. I hope you will all love it. I forgo when I relinquished reading and creativeness. I am a stagnated sewage, just a puddle of murky beliefs. I forgo when thoughts swam across jealous narcissism. My flowery limerick ignored portraying veracity. I forgo when my mind was lingering in elevated arrogance. My verses are mere irrational, immature accusations. I forgo when life passes through a disastrous avalanche. My words shouldn't convict self-created imaginative force. I forgo when my senses taste counterfeit reputation. My couplet an oblivious asylum for surplus falsehood. I forgo in the bottomless valley of throbbing mighty stillness. My epics are carved out, stunning, by optimistic reality. With this imperfection and blunt inexperience, there's nothing to boast of. I am not a noble poet. I wrote this poem when I learned that a lot of things that if I'm not reading, if I'm angry, if I'm jealous, or if I'm angry towards someone who has wronged me, and during these situations, the poetry I wrote, the writing was very poor. And when I read it back after a year, I didn't like that. So the poem was a result of that. I think every poet out there should keep this in mind. We will go through a lot of emotions in our life. Our personal life will change. It may be happy sometimes, it may be sad sometimes. A lot of things can happen. But when you start writing poetry, try to leave all that and open up your heart, that, so that anything that comes on paper comes from the depth of your heart, and it will definitely be the best one. And by the way, always keep in mind that you are not a noble bird. Definitely, I am not a noble bird, and I just keep learning how to write poetry, and I love writing poetry, and that's why I keep writing poetry. The next poem is Divine Messengers. I am very happy to write about themes that are related to God, nature, and rain. This is one such poem. Here I'm okay. I will read the poem so you'll understand it. My divine pal sends me mails every second. The clouds bring them, traveling across oceans and hills. Sometimes his gestures I couldn't decipher, passing greeting cards in blue and white. The paintings he gifted, I truly save it. But it dissolves in the mighty blue. He sends me rain to drench in his love, and the clouds snap my happiness to take it back to him, acknowledging his care. The next poem is Sixth Sense. Seconds turn over habitually. Diverse faces we accept, dissimilar people we meet. Disparate characters we display, benevolent akin to a gentle cat's gentle pat, benevolent akin to a cat's gentle pat. Ruthless, resembling a roaring tiger, regal, reminding a lion, wicked, reminiscent of a jackal. Annoyance, analogous to a hen, faithful, similar to a dog. Faces exposed reflects back. What's our identity, where's our human face? This is called Sixth Sense. I wrote this poem when I thought we all have different faces. Everyone is different to everyone. Someone who is so very friendly to me can be be very angry and rude to someone. So even I'm not the same. I keep changing. I'm very kind to my loved ones. While I see a stranger, I'm like, oh, I'm scared of him. I should be safe. So avoid that person, maybe rude or something. That's why I wondered which one is our real face. That's how this poem came. And next one is Rock Heart. These poems are all are a part of my first book, Singing Soul, and these are all when I started writing. So it was all so naive. It was coming from we can say a teenager's heart. Those experiences at that time, I was so obsessed with nature. I saw even a rock has life. Still, I do that, but that was I felt so exaggerated about those things when I was too young. And so these poems will be a little absurd, maybe, or some of you may like it. Let's see the poem. Title Rock Heart. Oh, rock, do you feel the pain when you are chiseled? Did you become speechless, bearing the burdens men gave? Dear, open up your heart. Are you happy when I admired you as a statue? Or do you love to stand as a wall or sit leisurely on a floor? Dear, do you want to be yourself, a green-clad monstrous mountain? Speak now, for your time is less. You are being shattered to pieces. Divide and rule is our mantra. We break you into stones so that you may stand helpless. Oh, I admire your courage. Even then, you pierce a man's legs. Oh dear, you are so generous. Still, you fill holes in buildings. With rock heart, I am calling you rock. Hope you loved it. And next one is a defending soul. This was about people. When we meet people who are very scary, we don't get along with everyone we meet in the world. And luckily, we have many people in the world. So there are people who are like-minded, who are friendly, and there are others too. So this is about others who scare me at times. Maybe they are very good, but when I see them, meet them, or think of them, especially strangers, the first thing is I feel scared. So this is about a poem about such kind of people. Dear monster, don't enter my tiny world. My home shivers in fear. My cells run helter-skelter. Your heavy breath, the fire from your eyes, your dreadful weapons dwindles my spindle, my only strength for a moment. I quiver. I smash to smithereens the fear that breaks me. I'm not a warrior. I might not intrude and conquer, not dominating others' kingdoms. Tender in heart and caring I am. But I will stand tough to defend myself, my very soul from you. And next one is this one I wrote for an upcoming book. I have been saying this for a long time, but I've never took any work to took it to my mind or put any effort to publish a book. So let me read that. Nyctamaron. The Nyctamaron rhythm I feel inadequate. Too many to write, too many to think. But left with few hours, am I pessimistic? Cynical I get when I face tons of deadlines, challenging my mind with dances frantically. My head blasts. It's a headache, they say. Picking all my strength, I concentrate. Anxiously, I work day and night sans rest, finishing every work destined for me. I fall on the bed flat with a satisfied smile. Ad infinitum, again they wake me up for another race with tasks tumultuous. Observing the ever-widening horizon, flattered by the sky, the sea, the sun, and the clouds. Again I gear up, arming myself, wearing my attire. Life is such a constant exploration. My work is also, ITAS work is also about writing. And when I get a break, the other thing I do is also poetry writing. And so I feel like I'm writing whenever I'm awake. So that's how this poem came. I feel that the 24-hour lifestyle is not enough for me to write whatever I want to. Hope you love the poem. The next one is ancestry. There would have been a mendicant and a mighty monarch, or a handsome knight, or even a bankrupt and a billionaire, a scoundrel and a gentleman, an artist or a skilled worker, an angry man or a kind-hearted one, an atheist or a religious, a differently abled or a horrid man, a fair or black-skinned man. There would have been so many, from Adam to me. How long is the ancestry? What a wonder. My blood is cocktail. Now what's there to be proud of? What's there to lose or gain? And what's there to worry for? And this poem I wrote that in everyone's ancestry there could be many different people. Maybe in the recent past you know a few people for generations, or maybe a little longer for some people, but we don't know how long the ancestry we have come down and how many people live there, what kind of people live there, and the all ancestry would have everyone in it. So there is nothing to be proud of. And everyone are human beings, and one who is poor today can become rich tomorrow, and anything can happen in life anytime, any second. So something I felt that it's not something to be that we can boast of or something. That's how this poem was born. Hope you loved it. The next one is Caring Heart. I care for the people I have met. I can't see them dwell in pain. I wish they smile always. I wish to wipe away their tears. From milkman to watchman, every acquaintance enters my circle of care. I can't see them dry or even cry. When you say hi, I smile. I assure I have a support. When you are not there a day, my eyes get worried. I pray for you. When I can't help you out, I request for divine help. If you do this, say this care is love. Yes, then I do have many lovers. I love the entire world, so kindly don't hurt anyone. Through thoughts, weapons, or words. Whenever you hurt someone, somewhere, this caring heart beats. This is how I feel often. When people around me gets, if they are sick or something, they are in trouble, I feel so bad. And when not able to help them. I'm worried a lot. That's why I wrote this poem, and I hope many of you will also be in the same boat and you will love this. Understanding. The pond reflects her face, not her thoughts. It knows her flesh, not her thought waves. Her physical outward portrait it depicts crystal clear. Watching the reflected painting, the pond admires the fleshy beauty, falls in love. The skin attracts. He fails to note. She has a heart. She has a mind that could feel. She is an emotional sponge he knew not. Absorbing every drop of the environment, she enlarges monstrously. Thinking she to be a doll that dances to his tunes. He is blind to her love, her care, her kindness. Knowing not what he lost, he keeps admiring her reflection. She awaits to see her heart reflected on his face. This is a poem about relationship, and I think majority of the relationship today in this world are similar to that. It lacks understanding, and I wish even in a friendship there should be more understanding, and hope the world will move on to it. Actually, the next poem relates to what we are here. I know that most of the Indians are struggling with a quite bad summer. I am too. And this the poem below is that life in a hell. It's quite a hell. The sun above burns everything below. It's quite a hell when the clouds never appear and the shades disappear. It's quite a hell when summer starts hitting our heads. It's quite a hell when the power goes off and the inverter stops working. It's quite a hell when you yearn for rain. The sun sucks the last drops. It's quite a hell when the sky grabs all but gives back nothing. It's quite a hell when every day is sunny and there's no rain. It's quite a hell when every move is a failure and there's no success. It's quite a hell when you have to read a poem but it gives back no smiles. It's quite a hell because we live in a hell. Hope you enjoyed the poem, and I wish India will get rain soon, especially in Kanyakumari, so that I need not be to live in a hell. Okay, next poem is Feel the Pain. Okay, after reading this poem, don't think I'm a feminist, just it's my opinion about the word. Feel the poem. None says, let's abort a male child. Let's harass a man for dowry. Let's ogle him, distracting his work. Let him face labor pain just once. Why does a man need education? If it had happened someday, somewhere, the pain of a woman would have been felt strongly and intensely by men folk who never experienced the pain. I just wanted to say this because only when we go through a certain situation, we understand about it very clearly. And maybe some people are empathetic and they can understand others' pain. But if the world had gone through the same, both the genders had known each other's pain, life would have been very easy and a lot of things would have been like what it is now. Okay, the next one is Mighty Pen. Actually, this is like me, about me, if you can say so. You can see the poem. She held her head high, for she created valiant warriors, brave knights for princesses. Behind successful bold women, she smiled gleefully. Her writing spitteth venom on injustice and corrupted minds. But when doom dawned on her, when she was pushed to the edge, when she confronted the foxes, she trembled in fear. Her eyes overflowed, her heart shook. She failed. Her pen won her. Once again it rescued her. I don't know whether all poets are the same. We are very, but I am so. We can easily write about things. We can write what we see. If there is something that hurts us, we see that there is injustice, we can easily go take a pen and paper and write it, and our emotions are let out, and that's what we feel okay then. But does that change the world? I don't know. Some places writing has changed things. definitely pen is mightier than the sword. And when such writers, if like me, when they face real problems, how, yeah, some of them we can solve it, but sometimes we too tremble, we too feel tear, we too get tears in our eyes. We go through the emotion, same like others. We are not arrogant or proud or something. Our writing may look so, but deep down our heart, we are also like you. Sometimes we lose, we cry, and we are just like everyone in the world. But every time, wherever it can be a worst phase of life, whatever things, but whatever it is, our pen brings us back. When we write it down, we get back our energy. We get back to our life. We forget the pain and come back to a normal life. This is what I wanted to convey through this point. Hope you all loved the poetry I read today. And I wanted to read one more. I hope time will be okay. The Destroyer. My hands killed the mosquito that flew over my mother's head. What if it's a dengue or malaria causing villain? I had a justification. And now another one swishes by my plaited hair. And we cannot let it go. My reflex quickly destroys it with a fully charged mosquito bat. As I read the teachings of Buddha with a pious heart, another sits on my feet. As I read the teachings of Buddha with a pious heart, another sits on my feet. And I give up my goodness. Before its sting could reach my brain, it got crushed by my palm. What a killer. Let me look in Google. If this qualifies as a profession, I will learn a lot. Before I could hit the search button, another giant mosquito passes by. I'm all set with my best weapons. I ran behind the monster like the witches. It enters a narrow passage where even my fingers could not enter. I felt defeated. The next time it sits on the ceiling, knowing my hands cannot reach so high. I returned wearing my heels and a ladder to reach great heights easily. Where did that idiot go? He's nowhere in the room. I sat down to think. Is that tiny fellow teasing me? My heart hurts when the little imp pulls me effortlessly. After rubbing a little fabric roll on over me, I'm ready for the massacre. I'm determined. I'm ready with mosquito repellents for extra weaponry and a fully covered attire. After all precautions, I search the battlefront for the villain to kill his entire clan. I rampage into their hideouts, chairs, corners, curtains, and my nest-like head. The death cries as I touched the battery-powered bat were a victory symbol. Proud, I turned around to see if anyone else remained in the room. It was just me and silence. Why did I kill all of them? Was it my fear? How would I know it if all of them were harmful? At times we go berserk. The fear of a name doesn't mean you must kill all of them. How cruel of me. Why should I harm a soul that never intended to hurt me? And again, the news says of someone who died of dengue. Then again my amygdala activates. I return to the killing spree without a second thought. I am no less than an animal in self-defense. We will turn worse for survival, and fear of dying always ranks top than any other thought. And men, we are not superior beings. We are destroyers in some way, even if it's destroying evil. Okay, I hope you loved the poem. You may think that it's just about the mosquito, but no, it's about a lot other things. We destroy a lot, we kill people, we have wars already going around in the world, but we have justifications that we are destroying evil, we are safeguarding ourselves, we have many things to say about it. And there are also oppositions against destructions, killing, cutting down trees, killing people, everything is there. But I feel that we are not superior beings, and human beings are destroying the planet Earth in some way. They are good at some, but definitely we are also good at killing. This is my view. I don't know if you agree it or not. This is my view. I think I can read one more poem. My Nights, a poem about a writer's life. Part of the world rests to awaken the others. Someone gives and another gains. It's an invisible principle. When night invades my home, my inner world awakens. the golden door to bliss. Diving deep, I unearth wisdom. I sit on a chair sipping hot water. My pen moves over white silk, engraving the discoveries, foolish, fun, meaningful, and absurd. And when the world around me blooms, I go back to the mundane routine, smiling and acting like the ordinary. Talk to me with a pen, and you will know better. Hope you loved the session. I don't know. I have 2 more minutes. And I'm sorry I didn't follow the comments. And thank you so much for commenting here, listening my recitation. I don't know if you loved my poems or if the session was boring. I tried to keep it. Yeah, what, a little bit happy, a little bit sad, and I wanted to give you all emotions through my writing. Hope I did it. And thank you all for listening, and thank you, Fertile Brains.